in MIA for a while.
I'm living in LA now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
time.
What's that?
Big time.
He's
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. I miss home though. Sacramento's always home for me, so.
Your rent higher?
Well, I went from $0 rent to like 1,500, so.
Oh my gosh. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Okay.
To live by the beach every day.
Fair enough. Okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. The Suns didn't have KD last time you guys saw them. Tonight they do. Just, how different are they, and how, what kind of challenges does he present for you?
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player, 7 feet, plays like he's 6'6", can score from 3 levels, and, he's an underrated defender. I mean, he's long, he's got a good feel for the game, just like he's an underrated passer. When you add a player like that to the mix, it makes it harder. You can run and trap and double and hit and all that other stuff. When you have one, and now you're doing it and trying to get the ball out of one guy's hands, and he's swinging it to KD. And so now you're behind chasing, trying to catch up with KD and getting the ball out of his hands. So it's harder, but it's definitely something that we have to be able to do in order to go where we want to go at the end of the season. So it's great for us.
Mike, you had a day to digest Wednesday's game. Where are you at with what went wrong in that, and are you seeing things that maybe can help you snap your team out of those games when things start to get a little loose?
Yeah, well, for sure, we're gonna get beat by big numbers. I think everybody does throughout the course of the year a couple of times. You hope it's not 5 times in your first 25 games. I think it was 5 times all last year. But then on the flip side, our record, I think, is better now than what it was at this point last year. So, and we've had more injuries this year than we had at this point last year. So there's a lot of positives. I don't want anybody to get that misinterpreted. But the thing about our last game is, we have to, when we get hit in the mouth like we did, we have to be able to respond better. In the times that it's happened to us, it's been physical teams that that have shot the ball really well, or we weren't shooting the ball well, and I'm talking mainly from the 3-point line. And so we have to be able to. I told our guys, I said, it doesn't matter what the game plan is or anything like that. There's a couple of things that you have control of, and that's our communication, our effort, and our attention to detail when it comes to the multiple efforts that you need to give for 24 seconds on the defense end of the floor. And that's never going to change. You have 100% control over those things. You don't have, I don't know what the percentage control is you have on making threes or, not turning it over or getting offensive rebounds, but those things are a percentage. The things I just mentioned aren't. And my challenge to our group is to continue trying to figure out how we can control those things as close to 48 minutes as possible. And so it's there for us, and we've done it in stretches. We need to do it consistently, no matter who we're facing, no matter how we're playing offensively. We need to try to figure out how to do it for as close to 48 minutes as possible.
Coach Brown, the second half of the last game against the Celtics, it seemed like Jrue Holiday and Derek White was paying a little bit more, a lot more attention to De'Aaron in that second half. Did you share with him, hey, they tightened it up on you, try to take the balls out your hand, maybe, try to shake it up and do some other things, or just let him go out there and make his own decisions? Or do you have those type of conversations with him when the opposing teams are, really focusing on him?
No, I just think our team's deep. He's averaging 30 points a game, so over the course of the year, he's done pretty good no matter what defense is facing. And he's shooting it at a pretty high percentage. Somebody sent me, I think it was my son, Cameron, too, and my youngest son with the 49ers. He sent me this today. He he loves football, Coach Shanahan. Cameron loves football. He might like basketball just a little more. That doesn't mean you gotta fire him or anything like that, but he's really into hoops. And if I can find this, I was shocked at this, speaking, let's see, oh, here we go, maybe. There's six NBA players are shooting 40% or better from a 3-point line on 8 or more attempts per game. And Fox is one of them, at least at this point. It's pretty good. He's shooting 8 threes and shooting 40% or higher. And I don't know what his percentage is, but and I say that because he's averaging 30 points a game. So offensively, even if Boston, quote unquote, tightened up whatever they were doing against him, then they still scored 118 points, I think, 47% from the field, made 21 threes as a team. That to me was not, and Fox had, how many Fox did they have? 28 or something? 29.
Yeah.
And he played a minute in the fourth quarter. So that's not a concern of mine. My biggest concern in our last game is our defensive effort. And that's what drove me nuts, is our defensive effort as a team. But Fox had 29 and 3 quarters against those guys. We as a team scored a ton. I'm not gonna say much to him about that. You know, I'm saying the defensive stuff to him and the rest of the team. That was my focus more than anything else, because I feel like we could play a lot better on that side of the ball as a unit.
Mike, you just talked a lot about responding to getting punched in the mouth in game, but even going back to last season, this team has responded really well after hard games like that, the following game. Is that a character trait that you just noticed with this group? What is it specific to this group that has them responding so well in games after bad losses?
But the biggest thing, I truly believe this group cares, and they want to be better. And I feel deep down inside they know they can be better. And obviously it's a process. It's a process that I want to have happen yesterday at times, and like we all do. But there's some things that we got to go through as a group to figure out our way to not have that happen. And you know, when you're able to respond after something like that the right way and sit where we are right now, and you know, we're in 5th place or 6th place, something like that, if we don't feel like we're playing good basketball or consistently good basketball on both sides of the floor, to me, that's what's encouraging, and because I know we can be better. They know they can be better, and if our group didn't care, you know, we wouldn't be sitting where we are, especially after some of the losses that we've had.
Coach, when you look at Nurkic being looking at Nurkic being out, that'll probably lead to Metu playing more tonight. What do you remember about coaching him?
Bezzy played in our last game a ton, I thought, in Phoenix. And he did a good job for him. He's long, he's athletic, he can defend a lot of positions, he's gonna rebound, he's gonna get out and run. You know, he can score on different levels for him, so he's a great utility guy that they were able to pick up, I think, for the minimum, and he really, in my opinion, can help their team because of what I think their payroll is, and getting them for that price is a good deal for them.
Hey, Coach. How you doing? Obviously, pace is always a big staple for you guys, but is there an added emphasis on that when you go against a team that likes to slow it down a little more, like Phoenix?
We want to play fast against anybody, and it doesn't matter if it's Phoenix or it's the Pacers. We want to get out and go. We feel that's where we're at our best, and so it's not something that we at times we will, you know, but it's not something that we kind of beat over the head of our players, because that's what we expect and know that our identity is offensively, is to play fast. And so it's hopefully it'll happen tonight.
Hey, Coach, you know, Christmas is on Monday and people make wish lists, things that they want for the holiday. If you can come up with a wish list or a gift that you would want Santa to give the Kings this season, what would you ask for?
The Kings players or the
players, the team?
Hey, Vivek, if you want to be Santa, I got some stuff I can ask for. Santa Claus. I'm sorry. Vivek, the team, like who? The city, what?
the team players, anything that you would want gifted to the team. And
So I would want somebody to give to our players?
yeah, or a trade, something you would want for a player, something you would want for your team. What would you want for the holiday?
The Larry O'Brien trophy. I'll take that. I'll take that in a heartbeat. I mean, that's the biggest thing. That's, for me, that's it right there. There's nothing else, and I want more than that.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Coach.